me. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. You're a rock star. What's going on? How y'all doing? Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, and we back for another BondyBlue show, girl. Let me tell y'all, it's cold in here right now. I don't know where this cold weather came from. It was supposed to come overnight, but it decided to stall. So this morning when I left, it really wasn't that cold. But now, girl, it's giving a little, it's a little chilly in this bitch. Okay. Then had to turn the heaters on and all of this and that, girl. Listen, it's definitely putting me in a mindset that I can't wait. I can't wait until July when I join the rest of the ladies for Reset by Design Wellness, our next trip, our third installment to Bali. Oh, yes, I cannot wait. I feel like a lot of y'all want to be a part of this, and you may not be able to go to the one that we're doing in July, but you may be able to come to other ones. You know what I'm saying? Down the line. So do yourself a favor and sign up. Okay? Go to the website. Follow us on Instagram. Okay? Because we want you to become a part of the clique. If it's meant for you to become a part of the clique, you'll be a part of the clique. Okay? Now, also, I want to say shout out before we get into it, because y'all know I got topics. I'm trying to give y'all a chance to come into the room, like the video, subscribe to me, subscribe to BondyBlue Bites, my secondary channel where I take these lives that we do, like this one that I'm about to do right now, and I cut it up and then I put it on BondyBlue Bites. And girl, listen, I need for more of y'all who are on this channel to go and be over there on that channel. I do. Because some of the people that find me like they think that I'm doing the content at that on that day. Like they don't get that this is pre-recorded from this channel. Okay, they don't get it, girl. They it's not clicking for some of them. So I need y'all to understand what's happening, to go over there, girl, and subscribe. So please subscribe to BondyBlue Bites. Okay. I was sitting in here listening to Diana Rose. Okay, she's another YouTuber. Shout out to Diana Rose. And she does a lot of content on I gotta say, hold up. I'm gonna get into her, but I need to send my shout out first. I'm sorry. Shout out to Just Move Supplements and my girl Kiara LASHAE, because baby, when I don't feel like working out and I don't feel like going to the gym, I can just get on her app, Just Move, and figure something out. You know what I'm saying? And I did yesterday, girl. I did a bands workout and it was tough, but it was quick. It was a burn and I got out of there. Okay. Because I ain't feel like doing nothing. So the fact that I did anything, child. And because they are great with the fitness, they came out with their supplement line. Oh, come on, man. God damn you. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I was just trying to check something. Okay. They came out with their own supplement line, and the stuff is really, really great. Somebody asked me what mushroom coffee tastes like. It tastes like just really strong coffee. So, I would suggest, milk and sugaring to your, cream and sugaring to your, taste is what I would suggest. But mushroom coffee is just strong. It just tastes like strong coffee. But yeah, because I support the people I like, and I like her. I like their products. Okay. So it's a lot, girl. It's a lot to talk about. I think I want to start with TikTok today. Somebody sent me this in the Discord. Shout out to the folks in the Discord. This evening at 6 p.m., I will be doing a members only MF advice call-in. Everybody asked me to bring that back. That was an old advice video I used to do. People were sending letters. I would read the letters and give advice on live. Now I feel like I want to talk to y'all about y'all issues. So if y'all want to come and talk to me and give me the low, I'm opening it up to my members only just because I don't have time for weird people. Okay. Do not give my links out if you get them. Okay. I have tried to make it so that my link cannot just be, redistributed to the, to the collective and all of that. I'm only sending links to a short amount of people to come into those lives, and they will be reposted for the public, so y'all will get to see them if you're not a member, but it'll go up first and involve my members. So I can't wait. That's tonight. So I hope everybody got they notes together and what they want to discuss and what they want to ask me, because there's a whole bunch of people. So I sent the email to about 10 of y'all, and hopefully we'll get into some things this evening. Okay. So I'm excited about it. It's the first time I'm doing it. Okay. So we're going to see how it all shakes out. Okay. Before I bring it up here to the rest of y'all. Let me read the super chat. Diamond Monroe, hello, love. Thank you for being a member. Hey, Bondi, can't think of a better way to enjoy my day off than catching you live. Thank you. Come on now. All right. Listen, I love when y'all love me because I love y'all. Okay. I'm not sure. I think there might be samples, but I'm not sure. Mushroom coffee is supposed to be like a coffee alternative that is better for your overall health. That's what they report. Okay. More cognizance in your brain, better on your stomach. It's supposed to help with, your digestion. You can look it up, y'all. Go Google it, girl. It's out here. All right. So y'all ready to get into the show? Because we're going to start with TikTok, and then we're going to move on to, the things I've saved on my Instagram. We're going to talk about Tamara and her husband, Adam Housley, and his very Republican outlook on life when it pertains to SNAP benefits. And, I mean, now that I really understand what has happened historically, a lot of these mindsets kind of make me feel like, are you this stupid? Like that's the mind that's what went through my mind as I was reading what Adam Housley said. Are you this stupid? Or are you just, exactly what we think of you, Anyway, so we're gonna start that. Stephen A. Smith just keeps wanting to go viral. Okay. So we're gonna talk about him and that hairline again. Soulja Boy. Okay, y'all know Soulja Boy was crashing out with Marlon Wayans last week. And Marlon fought him to the death. Made an AI country song talking about how he was a crackhead. Hilarious. We got a few little topics to discuss, y'all. So we're gonna get through some things. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead. Oh yes, I was mentioning Diana Rose before we get into this. Thank you. I was watching Diana Rose, and she was doing her review on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and she brought up these text messages between Trisha and Marquez. And then, somebody also said allegedly Trisha sent a sex tape to a content creator. I don't know what's going on with Love and Marriage Huntsville, but what I do know is I'm tired. I'm tired, and I'm very interested to see what is going to happen with that show now that Mel is gone. Like I am curious because, as I've said before, it's not that I don't feel like a show can go on without, its main cast member. Shows go on. You find somebody else that has drama and who's willing to, talk about it. But I also feel like, girl, I don't know. I don't know what y'all gonna do. You know what I mean? Everybody needs therapy on that show, y'all. Everybody needs therapy. But what I do want to say is that the messages that Trisha showed that Marquez sent to her, I feel like it's reflective of the way that I feel like Marquez is a imbalanced, unhinged crash out. And it's not that I believe everything that Trisha says, because as I've said before, Trisha is a liar. But that nigga is crazy all on his own. Even without her, he's crazy. Like the way he talks to people, you could tell that he is a lot of the times not really settled in his body. He also seems to live somewhere that's outside of the reality that everyone else can be living in sometimes. Like he just says things. And I think because he is light skinned with light eyes and freckles, and he is a decent looking man, that people are going to ignore what's happening there. And that's very, very weird to me, because I feel like he, that nigga's unhinged. that nigga's unhinged. I honestly feel like he and Martell are like the same type of personality. They're the same type of personality. Look at them. If it were not for the fact that they're attractive men, they would not be able to manipulate themselves into the situations they manipulate themselves into. Like, we don't know a lot about Marquez, but I think it says a lot for you to want another man to pay for your divorce. I think it showcases how you are not reliable or responsible. And I think that's the same shit with Martell. People like to give Martell way too much um credit when essentially he's just as unhinged. He's just as unhinged. I think, people just low key ignore it. When men are attractive, it's like they just don't see it. It is some type of halo effect. Um, but yeah, Marquez is crazy. And I feel like him threatening to unalive, because that's what the text message. Y'all should go watch Diana Rose, because Trisha sent the DMs directly to her. And apparently, a part of the DMs was him saying that he wants her to, be deceased, just as her sister, mom, and dad are. Like, it was wild. Like, he was threatening her. He was threatening her. And the word on the curb is that Ken had beat his ass before these text messages came out. So Trisha called Marquez over to the house and Ken beats his ass, and now he's sending these messages. That's the story, I guess. I don't know. To me, honestly, if Ken beat your ass, I kind of feel like you probably on some level deserved it. But I don't know. Either way, press charges. You know what I'm saying? Do something about it. But don't come to me, because I don't really like to get in the middle of two men fighting. Like, I like to let y'all have it. Um, Yes, so many women dismiss threats of unaliving as he just talking. And it's weird because niggas really be out here unaliving the bitches that they be laying in the beds with. It's wild. Like, dudes kill women all the time, girl. Um, yeah, he's wilding. He's wilding. Sounds like Ken should be that. Listen. I don't know what's going on, but I also feel like it's another situation where, like, also Marquez's whole gripe was Ken being a father to his kids. You not their father, so stop doing all of that for my kids. You want your kids to suffer in your absence, right? Because all of it is to punish Trisha. When you wanted to leave, it was fine. But when she got a man there, now you want him to stop doing shit so that what? She'll feel forced to get back with you if she wants to be in a household with somebody that's going to help her with her children. Like, I think men often like to give women no choice in matters, like push them into corners about certain things. And this kind of feels like one of those situations where I think you don't want to be what is required of you as a father, but at the same time, you don't want anybody else to do it either. And I think that's immature and weirdo behavior. Like, if you don't want to do it, let somebody else do it. And I also want to say that calling children over the phone is not having a relationship with them. I feel like as a teenager, they probably talk to you and say things and all of that. But essentially, I don't know. I don't want to have phone conversations with my dad all the time. Like, that was weird, especially if I'm young. When you get older, I think you would want to have those conversations with your parents. But as like a middle schooler, no, I don't want to sit on the phone and cake with my dad because he doesn't want to actually be present. Like, that's weird. Okay, we're talking about the people from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because I was watching Diana Rose's video and she presented some new information, some DMs where Marquez is threatening Trisha, and it's just a lot. And I think everybody over there is a weirdo, to be honest. Trisha, by proxy, Ken, you're a weirdo. And Marquez, you're a fucking weirdo. So, like, it's not. I just feel like I don't know if everybody is seeing Marquez clearly, and I don't know why they aren't seeing him clearly, but that's all. Either way, I just wanted to touch on that. Y'all should check out Diana Rose's channel. She really does great content. Um, so I wanted to get into this. Okay. I'm gonna let it rock and we'll discuss. Shall we, everybody? Okay. She looks beautiful.
I look good. Tonight we are here to celebrate us, and I look good. Yeah. All right. Long story short, we just oh, we appreciate everyone that came out tonight. We appreciate. Damn.
Hold up. Where's the longer clip? There
Who
should
would
be
have ever
a longer
thought?
clip. My bad.
Damn. Because I remember our first date, you walked through the door, and I was like, damn. She all right. I was like, she's super thick. But once our eyes met, I felt something greater. I felt God's hands telling.
Okay. So I'm showing y'all that that's the second time that that man said that shit to her. Okay, here's the longer one.
Um, thank you, every single person, for coming. We really, really appreciate it. Anyone who's planned a wedding knows how easy it is to plan it. And I want to thank all of you guys for RSVPing so early.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why that other part of the clip wasn't there, but when he was talking originally, he thanked his homeboys. He was like, shout out to my homeboy, shout out to my homeboy, shout out to my homeboy, said nothing to his wife. And then I believe he hands her the microphone and she talks about how hard it is to plan this damn wedding. Let me.
Because that didn't piss me off. And
Hold up, go back.
because that didn't piss me off.
What piss you off, girl? Hold up.
It is to plan it. And I want to thank all of you guys for RSVPing so early, because that didn't piss me off. And I want to thank all of you guys for actually showing up, because showing up is really something that's really important to me. So I really appreciate all of you guys for showing up. Everyone who's in here is somebody that we really love. So we really wanted you guys to be here. I also want to do a special shout out to my country, Haiti, because I wouldn't be this cute if it wasn't for Haiti. But also, I like to say that I am a Nigerian of Haitian descent. So I'd like to thank Nigeria, because Nigeria ate with this dress. Nigeria really ate with this dress and with my veil.
I hate the way she's holding his hand like she has to keep him there. I also don't like every time she compliments herself, he makes some type of facial expression or grunt.
They're the reason why I look so cute. And also to the country of China for making a lot of things great for our suppliers. So once again, thank you every single person for showing up. We really, really love you guys. I'm trying to talk to all of y'all. I don't know if I can, but if I don't get a chance to see you, just know that I love you. I appreciate you, and that we all wanted you to be here. So thank you for coming.
All right, let's give it up.
Okay, hold up. Let me see what else.
I look good. Because I remember.
Hold up. Wait a minute, what?
This is Mr. I Look Good. Oh, in my inbox. I ain't saying it like that, but. And when it comes to certain stuff.
Okay, hold up. I just was trying to see if I could find the clip that is actually a little bit longer of him talking, but it was basically him thanking his homeboys and not her. That was basically it. Let me see. Okay, wait, that's not it. I was just trying to make sure. Oh shit. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave this up. But y'all heard what he said, okay? This is the reason why when people are fat, slightly ugly, bald-headed, feet probably look nasty, probably smell like cheese sometimes. Like when men are unattractive in any way, you should remind them that they're unattractive. You should. You absolutely should. Because what happens when you're trying to be nice and you don't be like harshly honest with them sometimes about their own looks and shortcomings, what they will do is beat you over the head with little slick ass comments about how you look. And it's really just an extension of them feeling like they don't deserve you. I think he looks at himself and then looks at her and feels like she could probably do better than me. But I could never let her think that. I could never let her know that. So I have to pick at her self-esteem. I have to say little slick shit that everybody could see as a joke, but it probably still hits a little bit, especially after you done did it the second or third time. This is their wedding. And instead of spending that time telling this woman why you wanted to marry her, that you love her, that she's wonderful, whatever the great feelings that you have about her, that's what's supposed to be discussed on this day. So for him to continuously talk about and joke, because we know it's a joke, because you can't possibly think that you look great and she looks aight, and you put that in your vows. He's performing for other men. So I would also be wondering, did you want to fuck some of these other men in the crowd that you seem to have more of an affinity for than the woman you're marrying? Because that's some gay shit. And I don't care about it being gay shit, but don't be a gay nigga in a relationship with a woman pretending like you really like her when you really don't like her, but you with her because that's the expectation that you want to fulfill. And so you're mean to her because you really don't want to be with her, but you know that it's good for your image for you to be with her, but you feel inadequate in some way. So instead of dealing with your inadequacies as a bald-headed, fat, slightly ugly nigga, you decide to make little slick ass comments that make her feel less than. You could tell that she was aggravated as shit by the time we got to this microphone moment. So I'm telling y'all right now, you have got to remind niggas that they fat, that they ugly, that they bald-headed, that they beard don't connect, that they smell a little funny, that the only reason somebody would fuck with you is because you got a little money. Like, you got to remind them of these things sometimes because they don't know how to act when people be nice. They don't. When women are nice and trying not to hurt your little fucking feelings, y'all go at women relentlessly. And we're always looking at you niggas that are talking about how a woman looks because for some reason, a lot of the time you are grossly out of the position that you can be in to tell that woman that she need to work on this and that. Meaning that if you're not in shape, if your belly is covering your dick, I need for you not to ever talk to no woman about her weight. If your titties need a bra, like her titties need a bra, I'm gonna need for you never in your fucking life to talk about how no woman ain't all that. I know y'all. I know if you put this in a different context, this might sound, fucked up. But I need for you to be very clear with me when I'm talking to y'all. Because when you are too nice, they take your kindness for a weakness. Have you ever heard you give them an inch and they take a mile? Yeah. To me, I don't give up. You a munch, nigga. A munch. You should be so lucky. Like, I was just watching this shit. Like, that lady looks gorgeous. And you have repeatedly slighted her on a day that you really should be exalting her. And it's not that she shouldn't be doing the same thing to you, but men who move like this is because in their life, women have not told them how ugly they are, how funky they are, how when you lay on top of me, I hate when your sweat fall on me. How I hate when your stomach touch my stomach when we fucking. I don't like that shit. You need to get that together. You standing up. Why your stomach touching my stomach? Now listen, you only say this to people that treat you like this, okay? You only do people like this when they do you like this, okay? Don't just be out here being fucking mean for no reason. Please don't misunderstand me. But I would be wearing his ass out. And then y'all would have been mad if she would have got on that mic and said, well, I know I won't be getting any of that little dick tonight because he's already drunk. So thank you to the women that came to my bachelorette party. I appreciate y'all giving me that dildo. That's going to come in handy this evening. Because, you know, you just, aight, nigga. I'll get the job done on my own. When I tell you, I feel like, when I tell you I would have wore that ass out, that's why I be like, people don't do that with me, because people be trying to play with me out of nowhere, and I be looking at them like, bitch, now if I really was to go in on your ass, you'd be real mad. You'd be real hurt. Ooh, Lord, you gotta let these niggas know. The fuck? Okay. Now let's move on. Now I'm not gonna stay on this long, because I'm gonna tell y'all, I have not been able to find the videos of his wife. I've only seen like the post of her typing, like, you know, text thread or whatever, of TC Colwell's wife saying that he's, you know, bisexual or gay and a cheater. I don't care about none of that. The main thing though was that he had her paying 50% of the mortgage of the house that they lived in. And then come to find out that his mom owned the house. So she was giving him like mortgage payments and there was no mortgage. So he was basically robbing his wife. Okay, that's the story that TC Caldwell's wife came out with recently. Now I don't know if y'all have ever watched, you know, TC O'Kill on Instagram or TikTok, but he's hilarious. I love his content. His page got deleted at some point, and he also used to be on Tonight's Conversation. So the people on that podcast got a lot of mess going on with them. I need to catch Tasha's interview with Keita. But it's, you know, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Sometimes when people take too long to tell me whatever it is that they trying to tell me, I stop caring at some point. But let's hear what TC said.
Whoever thought that I would be gay? Actually, bisexual. And I'm gonna tell you where it all started.
Where did it start, TC?
Now, this is the truth, okay? Because I am a content creator, and everything that we post is the truth. So you got to believe it.
He's being facetious, I'm sure.
Pictures, videos, everything that shows evidence, you know, that I am who I am. You know, I've been trying to hide it for years now. I knew I was gay one time. I was at the swimming pool, and you know, the dude was on the diving board and he was jumping. And I remember watching him jumping. It was like slow motion. The water was glistening off his chest. And I was in the water swimming. When I was swimming, I realized I was getting a slight erection. And I'm looking up and when he was jumping to that motherfucker.
Yo, he is not being serious. I hope y'all know that. Like, he's being sarcastic.
I remember thinking to myself, now I wasn't never about 12 years old, but I realized I had feelings for men's.
the way you know that he's being funny is he said men's, okay?
So I created my ex-wife. I created the story about me being homosexual, and my supporters supported me anyway. I didn't even know if y'all would fight with me like that. And I'm $100,000 in revenue up now. I'm able to go and buy my baby some furniture and shit now. You know, because this is reality. This is shit that content creators don't show you. So stop believing. I'm not nasty. I've just been real busy taking care of my baby, doing things I got to do. I'm a single parent. I got help, but I'm a single parent when it's time for me to do it. Cooking with Kaya, it don't show you this part. So I'm gonna show y'all my reality and show y'all who I really am. And some of y'all gonna accept me for who I am. Some of you ain't. Some of you ain't gonna believe I'm saying I'm gay or bisexual. Some of y'all ain't gonna believe it. Some of y'all still gonna be like, nah, girl, he playing. We know him in real life. He's straight. Trust me. Listen to what I'm saying, because y'all listen to everything else. If I'm saying it, it's true. I want your man's ass. Uncle, cousin, stepbrother, football coach. I want to be right behind. And that's okay. That's my truth. Will my kids see this? Yeah. And I explain it to them. Because that's the only people I got to explain it to, the people who really love me and support me. Everybody else don't matter. Only that this is 3 minutes and 1 second for it to be monetized. Because content is just that. Peace.
Well, I would just say this, bitch, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe, y'all. I'm going to tell you the truth. I have no idea. I also don't care. Okay? I'm going to just tell y'all. TC is hilarious to me. I don't know.
What's that?
Hey, mama.
Hey, I didn't know you were
Hey,
company over
mama.
there. You know, mama not dressed right to be meeting nobody now.
This is my girlfriend, mama. I want you to meet her. Come on, act
Hi,
right, mama.
how you doing?
Shake
I
her
usually don't
hand.
shake hands, but I guess I will today. How you doing, baby?
Hello.
That's a nice hairstyle you got, baby.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, y'all. I think he's hilarious. I think he's hilarious. I really don't care. I'm just saying, yeah, I feel like people be worrying about the wrong shit. Like, at the end of the day, if that man was scamming his wife, then she need to get her catch back. However, she get her catch back. You know what I'm saying? And that shit not cool at all. And I know I'm trying to understand how they saying he gay in all of this, but I saw she also released. I mean, it was bisexual. She had to say bisexual because some video of the Ring camera was released of him with a whole bunch of girls going into his house. I think he led about 3 or 4 bitches into his house, bruh. So I'm just like, listen, I feel like he is not. I think he is joking. I think y'all think he's not joking because in y'all mind, you know, when people play like that, they must be gay. But I also kind of don't care. I think most men are like sexually fluid or bisexual in some respect. If only they would, you know, be allowed to be without somebody threatening to kill them, out them, or threatening their, you know, their manhood, like, you know. But outside of that, like, these niggas will fuck that, you know, because niggas go to jail and be fucking and getting their dick sucked by another man talking about that shit not gay. Like, stop. Stop. Okay. He definitely gives 3-4 hoes at a time. No, for real. For real. But I'ma just say I don't care either way. I'm not about to try to fuck TC, so it don't matter to me what he is. I think he's hilarious though. And that was some real shit he said. There was some shit that oh shit. I don't know why every time I close this shit it still be wasting. He did say some real shit about how content creators don't show you everything. Like they don't show you the dirty side of the room. Okay? You know, like there's clothes all over. It's really not dirty, but there, you know, there are clothes in here. This is the room that we use to hold the laundry until I have time to fold the shit. Okay? But yeah, I felt like that was a real shit he was saying. And that's okay. That's okay, girl. This is NYX fat. This is a the fat oil. It's called That's Chic. Okay, that's what this is. But yeah, let's get into the remainder of the topics, y'all. Okay, where do I want to start? First of all, I want to start with ASAP Rocky. Okay, y'all. So as y'all know, if y'all don't know, let me let you know. It might freeze, but hopefully y'all can still hear me. But ASAP Rocky got acquitted. And I told y'all that he probably would, just because even though to me, I felt like he did that shit, but I feel like it wasn't enough evidence to prove it without, doubt. They were providing doubt that somebody could possibly be like, well. And I also feel like because of who he is and who he is, in a relationship with, I feel like, yeah, it was gonna work out this way. But I absolutely felt like, he probably did it, but he was gonna get off. That's what it felt like to me. So I wasn't surprised.
Right. Now for the cost, we need the jury, the above type of action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers. Not guilty to the Right. Now for the cost, we need the jury, the above.
Okay, not guilty, right? Not guilty. Hold up, not guilty. Now he then got on Twitter and said this: "Don't be dumb," as if us thinking that him getting arrested would be, us being dumb. I don't know. I don't know. Rihanna had the appropriate response. The glory belongs to God and God alone. Thankful, humbled by his mercy. Okay.
County of Los Angeles.
Let's watch it.
People of the state of California versus Joaquin Mayers. Case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury, the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty.
Now get the audience.
Court.
Nigga, it's not a concert. Calm down. Okay, calm down, my dude. But yeah, that's why I was like, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. The way you was thanking the Lord and jumping for glory and crowd surfing in the fucking courtroom because you were so grateful that them people didn't put you behind bars for attempted something. Don't act too cool for school 5 minutes after, y'all. I don't know why every time somebody get out of a situation in a courtroom, they decide they won't get their ass on Twitter right after to let us know that they was never really scared. Like, nigga, we know you was. Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay? Lord have mercy. Talking about don't be dumb. Nigga, don't be cruel.
Guys, I ain't trying to go for it. Look, guys, we're gonna. Guys. Let him speak. Hey, guys, we can't do this if everyone's gonna yell. We'll just have to leave. But listen, guys, listen.
Let your talk.
Guys, chill. Relax.
No, I think you know this context, man.
Guys, bottom line is, we're grateful for the jury. They saw through this barrage of a case.
CIA.
He said from day one he was innocent. He turned down a plea for almost no jail time because he was innocent. And I've always said this was an extortion. The extortion played out live in color in court. You know, we've always said what it says is that the district attorney should look long and hard at prosecuting Tyrell Efron.
Selective prosecution.
We've said that from day one. They should do it now. They have him admitting to perjury. They have him committing extortion. The jury saw through it and came to it. They normally quick and speedy verdict, the right verdict, and we thank this jury. And again, for me, my partner Chad, we're honored to have represented this amazing family. Rocky is one of my closest friends. But he's also just a great person.
Love him.
Rihanna, they said Joe. They are seriously the greatest people, and I said I love them, and I really do love them, and I got emotional in my summation because I care about them. This is one of the happiest days of my life, and I'm happy for them because they've earned this and deserve it.
Okay, so let me tell y'all what I was thinking about. I honestly feel like Rihanna is one of the girls that grew up wanting to be Whitney Houston to some extent, right? And when I say that, I'm not talking about her career. I'm talking about sitting in the courthouse waiting on Bobby to get freed from prison so that she could hurry up and go run and wrap her legs around him and hug him and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there are always like this set of women that want to be in some Bonnie and Clyde, you know, Hove and B type of situation in their relationship. And don't get me wrong, like when me and Lyric, you know, say that part 2 is one of our songs, you know, it is. Okay. Like I think it literally came out when we were getting married. Like, it's one of our songs, part 2. You know, the Bonnie and Clyde Hove and B duo. That second song, not the first one. Okay. I don't care if you're on the run, just as long as I'm next to you. And if loving you has a price, tell me, why do I bring out the best in you? I hear sirens while we make love. I'm trying with my voice. Loud as hell, but they don't know. Nowhere near us, I will hold your heart in your gun. I don't care if they come. No. Listen, I don't care. I never give you up. Give it up. Give it up. Give it all away. Yeah. Listen. I don't care, I never give you up. Give it up, give you up, give it all away. Yeah. Without you, I've got nothing to lose. Listen, that's me and my nigga song. Do you hear me? But at the same time, I'm not actually trying to be out here living no life with no nigga. Where I gotta be worrying about looking over my shoulder. Like, no, I saw that enough. I don't know about y'all, but being a drug dealer girlfriend is cute until you get killed on the passenger side of a car. Until you and a nigga ran to go pick something up, came from the store, got some food, about to go back to the house, and you know what I'm saying? Now you day after day. Like, I don't know. No. Down on my luck and against the wind. No. I'm not doing it with y'all. Okay. I'm sorry, but I have never been the girl that was going to stick cocaine in her coochie for you. I was never going to do jail time for you. I wasn't. That's not how I grew up. Okay. I read all of those books. I read Fly Girl. I read The Coldest Winter Ever. I read those books, bitch. Shit never works out for the woman. Never works out for the woman. You always end up in jail, permanently wearing fucking cornrows. I ain't got time for that. Okay. But you know, shout out to Rihanna and ASAP. Okay, he got off on this charge. Okay, a lot of the ones that we've grown to love do. So, you know, do your thing. Let's see if Soulja Boy is going to get out of his charges. Soulja Boy, tell him. Soulja Boy up in here. Why me roll? Okay. Child, drugged out music. Okay, the beginning of the drugged out music era. Soulja Boy is set to go to trial next month in a case filed by his former assistant and romantic partner. We've talked about this before. This is merely an update. His ex-assistant and ex-girlfriend who alleges sexual battery and false imprisonment. The lawsuit filed in 2021 will be heard in LA Superior Court on March 3rd. The plaintiff, identified as Jane Doe, claims to have suffered physical and emotional harm from Soulja's alleged abusive behavior, which began in 2018 when she worked as his assistant. She describes a relationship that turned violent, including physical assaults, essay, and threats. In court documents, she recounts being locked in a room for 3 days without hot water after attempting to leave, among other alleged abuse. Soulja denies the accusations, claiming any actions were consensual and asking for the lawsuit to be dismissed. The trial is expected to last 7 days, with both Jane and Soulja scheduled to testify. And yes, I believe everything they said he did. Absolutely. This is not the first time, y'all. Yes, and we all remember what happened with Nia when they were on marriage boot camp. Y'all remember that shit? I will never forget it. They cut stuff out so that he wouldn't look as bad, but the way she screamed told me everything I needed to know. The way she screamed told me everything I needed to know. Especially once you see that he had jumped on, he was like on top of the bed and like, no. And then also, Soulja Boy is a tweaker. I don't know why y'all don't believe that men who abuse drugs can beat women's asses. It's very weird to me. I hate to bring up Johnny Depp, but the way y'all try to act like Johnny Depp never did anything wrong to Amber Heard, simply, because y'all, I guess they felt like in the courtroom, it was proven that she also lied and all of that. Great. She lied. It still does not change the fact that tweakers are violent. People that are on drugs, people that do drugs a lot, especially uppers like White Girl and such things, they be tweaking. And it makes them feel angry. It emboldens their anger. So it's very weird to me, like the way y'all miss these other things that will add to the reason why you can pretty much, attest to somebody being angry. Like, we're not talking about a dope head. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about somebody that's leaning. They don't have the energy to beat anybody. But people that's sniffing shit that look like baking soda off a glass mirror, okay? Adding pink Kool-Aid to the shit. Listen to me. Stop thinking that these people are not abusive. They are on drugs. They are on uppers. Y'all, what D.L. Hughley talking about? Okay, that scarf around his neck. Let's hear.
That may be the stupidest thing I've ever. And first off, I've heard enough from South Africans this year. That's enough. I'm like, between Elon Musk and Trump, I don't need to hear about race from two dudes from South Africa. I heard enough. Black schools and HBCUs and our system exists. And she could have said that virtually about every system that exists in America, from policing to banking to housing. Every single one is inundated with white supremacy. All of it. So, and the thing that I find that I resent the most is that our story always starts in the middle. HBCUs came as a result of what we couldn't have. Everywhere we live, every black neighborhood is where we were told to live. Everywhere. Even school, like they want integration some places. I bet you want it in the Super Bowl, because without black people, that shit would be rugby. So it's an interesting conversation to have, except that I think the outcome, I mean, where she lands is a bit disingenuous. It's specific. You can't just talk about education, because the only reason you get educated is to indoctrinate, is to be involved in those other systems.
My understanding was one of the underlying reasons why it was so important to integrate schools is because black schools were grossly underfunded.
And still are.
And still are. But by integrating, you're creating more of a level playing field where everybody's in the same school.
It should be the same.
What happened was whatever schools white kids could go to, when black kids started going there, they left and they took their resources with them. So they in fact became, look at every school, look at all the schools we go to that at one time, integration meant that we could come, and they left. Not only did they leave, they took their resources. So this notion that integration ever existed was wrong. White flight happened as soon as integration started. And with them, they took their resources. So we still, in effect, have virtually the same thing.
I remember vividly the early 60s and seeing, people getting beaten over the heads with batons. I remember Mississippi and Alabama, where they wouldn't let black kids into schools. It's better today. There's still racism, but it has gotten better over the years.
That is undeniable. But we try to put someone, Ruby Bridges, who integrated schools in Alabama, Louisiana, is still alive.
No, New Orleans. She integrated New Orleans.
71.
Yeah.
She's still alive. So what America tends to do is act like it's so long ago. Yes, they don't wear hoods and maybe they don't do the things that they did before, but some of it is still so entrenched, so some is so insidious that I think that people, this is my honest assessment of it. I don't think most white people agree with the motives of white supremacists and white nationalists. I don't think they like their words, but I think they agree with their goals, which is to keep white people in charge. I think that they don't agree with their motives. They don't might not agree with their terminology or their verbiage, but they most certainly agree that white people should be in charge. That may be the stupidest thing I've ever.
Okay, so I don't know exactly what Trevor said, but from what I can understand, because I didn't see Trevor's clip circulating, is that he basically said he thinks that integration wasn't such a good idea, or asking the question if integration was such a good idea. And to be honest, we're all having that conversation. Everybody's having that conversation. We do understand that there was a, separate but not equal thing happening in the country, but also integration created a lot of issues. So for DL Hughley to have, oh, that's so stupid. No, it's not. You literally just explained why integration wasn't that great in the first fucking place, because it still left Black people in underfunded schools, regardless to whether we were integrated or not. At least there would have been Black teachers at these schools. And that's another thing. I read about that the other day, that the main thing here, what caused when integration happened as far as the school systems is concerned, the Black kids went to these integrated schools, but the Black teachers didn't. There were less Black teachers available. And then they added the testing and all of those, ramifications that they put in for you to be a teacher. They put that shit in after that. Please understand that most of your testing, whether it's testing to get in college, testing to become a doctor, testing to become a lawyer, all of those certifications happened in order to keep Black people out of those specific jobs. To keep women too, to keep women and Black people out of being doctors, out of being teachers, out of being lawyers. Like, these positions were positions that eventually got you to power, especially like being lawyers and shit. So please understand that most of all of those systems put in place that really kind of turned into a checks and balances type of thing to make sure that people are supposed to be there, that needed to be done for white people as well, because there were a lot of white people that wasn't supposed to be nobody's goddamn doctor either. Okay? But essentially, what they said, 70% of the teachers are white. And so when we integrated, now not only are we no longer in charge of what the children are learning, we're no longer the ones that are teaching them either. And I feel like I don't think it is a good thing. Like, I'm always torn between the two, because I don't want to live with just Black people. As somebody that has grown up in America and has had friends of every, different ethnicity, I don't want to be segregated from everybody else. But you know what I do think is a segregation network? The same shit Chinese people do, Vietnamese people do, Korean people do. They go and create their town within this system, and they basically work within their own little town. And of course, people come and eat at their places. They have to get shipping and shit like that from other ethnicities of people. But for the most part, there is always, buku stores that are owned and supported by people of the same ethnicity. And I feel like it's not even just that they're smart. It was easier for them to do. And I think a lot of people don't understand that they were literally doing shit so Black people could not do things, because we had a lot of townships. And that's another thing I heard about. And we should all think about. Sometimes when they present you with some of these stats on how terribly Black people are being treated, even though we know that this is true, you still have to balance it out in your mind and understand that at large, it's probably not happening as much as you are being made to think. And that is because I do think a part of keeping people oppressed is to make them feel like everybody is being oppressed. Like, if you really think that Black people are not succeeding in life because of the system of racism, it may stop you from succeeding in life because you won't feel like you should try. And I think that is sometimes where, you know, the Candace Owens and Kanye's, that is their understanding that Black people are sometimes impeding their own process by constantly speaking all of these atrocities onto ourselves, right? But they also do shit to back it up. So it's even harder for us to break out of the psychology of it, because then they back it up with, you know, these lose one life moments. Like Kendrick said, like Samuel L. Jackson said on the Super Bowl, you know, cheat code, you lose one life. So they always use these moments to give us examples of how we're still being mistreated, to remind everybody, hey, you're still being mistreated. You're still oppressed. You still a nigga. Don't forget. Don't forget. And the truth of the matter is, we really shouldn't be thinking like that. We really shouldn't be thinking we're less than and all of this shit. Should we be on guard with people? Absolutely. But it should not be something that turns into how we see ourselves. And that's what's happened. Us being aware of how we're mistreated has turned into an identification of who we are as Black people, to the point that y'all feel like people aren't Black enough if they don't display certain degenerate behaviors, if they don't speak a certain way. The only reason I speak the way I speak now is because when I was a kid, my cousins made fun of me for talking white, for speaking correct English. And it was because my parents would correct me. And I started speaking in, you know, broken English or Ebonics or whatever on purpose so that I would stop being made fun of. A lot of this, I think we, you know, they put it on us, but we put it back on us even more. And then we redistribute it amongst ourselves with each other. Let me find this right quick. Black townships in America that were destroyed. Hold up, y'all. Versus I'm trying to find it, y'all, because I saw it on Instagram somewhere. But it showcased how the number of, okay, so only about 30 Black towns exist today, but that's because everything has all been gentrified and all of that. But prior to that, a lot of the townships weren't ruined. A lot of the Black towns that we had, most of them were not ruined. I believe, I forgot because I can't find it now because I didn't save it, but it was just something that was on my mind. The number. We had like 1,000 some odd towns, and maybe 60 of those got ruined. So when you look at the number, yeah, it's still happening, but it's not happening at the rate you think it's happening. But you believing that it's happening so much inundates you with anxiety everywhere you go, because you know how it is out there and how it can be out there. Let me see. I just want to see what y'all are saying. I had wanted to fit in with how my family was speaking. Yes. There's a Mexican YouTuber who talks about the same thing in her culture. Some people in her fam attribute pursuit for higher education as acting white or being a gringa. It was a great vid. Yeah, I think a lot of us have experienced that any type of involvement is something to be shunned. Like, you got to stay down here with us. You have to stay in this lower level with us. And if you're not staying in this lower level with us, then we mad at your ass. That's a lot of times how it feels. Right. The Seneca Village, now Central Park. Yeah, that's one that was, yeah, there of course were ones that were, you know, some were filled with water, some were burnt, but ultimately, it's more Black townships that actually did live to just be gentrified versus having a white mob come and destroy it during Reconstruction. Like, how is it only 14% of Black people here when we've been in America from the beginning? Because of the numbers. And you also have to remember how much they have unalived us. I also felt like they push Black people into bigger cities in order to make it easier to mistreat them and kind of, deplete the population. But anyway, I feel like Trevor Noah's question is a good question. And I feel like DL Hughley and a lot of these pro-Black pundits, whatever you want to call them, I think they have good intentions, but I think they need to think a little bit heavier about their messages and what they believe and all of that. Because on some level, I think it's regressive. On some level, I think it's them not taking other things into consideration the way that they should. It's like always being baited by the word Black or racism. And I feel like we should care because these things, we should always be trying to make things as fair as we possibly can, especially since people are always trying to take away rights and all of that. I think it's important for us to stay on top of, keeping our rights and all of that and paying attention to the way, yes, we can be discriminated against in all of these different fashions. We absolutely should be trying to make sure that we counteract and stay on top of that, even though like the fact that we even have to ignore the country is racist because naturally, if there were not any laws in place to keep you from being racist, then everybody would just be fucking racist. Like, that's how I think about it. Okay. Native Americans weren't mixing with us like we think. I don't know about that. I don't know how much we think we were mixing with them. Like, I'm not really sure, but as somebody that is from Louisiana, we mixed. Our state specifically definitely has a mix with the Native Americans, and not even just by DNA or blood, but by culture. Because essentially a lot of the Native Americans, or really the Mexicans, a lot of the Native Americans moved into Mexico, like further into Mexico. Those people provided solace. Like Mexico said, I'm not sending no slaves back to y'all. If them people come over here, they're free. So, and that's another thing. I think when you are pro-Black, sometimes you have a blind spot to the fact that there are other people that aren't Black that don't agree with this shit, that fought against it. Like there are people from other ethnicities that are not okay with racism. And I think because we keep seeing all these examples of people selling out so that they can gain their whiteness, we have no idea how many people see it for what it is or have seen it for what it is historically. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about any of, to me, the more knowledge I have of things, the more I really don't care about certain things. Like I don't care about how you mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't treat people badly at the end of the day. And I feel like we could feel like Black people or anybody else should not be mistreated simply for being Black or whatever, on a government world type scale. Like, it should not be the culture to mistreat people simply because they are Black or othered. Like, that should not be okay. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care who you are. That's why I feel like it's so weird when Black people don't understand how their homophobia is just an extension of racism. It's the exact same type of energy. Like, you feel like a person should not exist because they are the way they are. Like, it's the same mentality, but you want to have a oppression Olympics competition with being gay versus being Black. And I'm just like, well, some of us are both, and we feel like everybody's fucked up. Like, if we really being real. I just saw a video of that dumbass nigga Umar, who y'all all exalt and act like he be saying some smart shit when he really says some of the most ignorant, non-factual bullshit that will ever pull the heartstrings of the homophobic, pro-Black sector of the internet that refuses to, stretch outside of the boundaries they've put around themselves. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Y'all put a lot of stupid fucking boundaries around y'all selves when y'all are in that sector. Cause the shit don't make sense. I think Umar just said some stupid shit like, oh, he didn't like Obama, or they elected Obama because he was going to make being gay normal. And I was just like, first of all, being gay is already normal. I don't know if y'all know what normal means. It means it happens normally. There are normally gay people. There have always been gay people. Y'all need to get over that. Nothing makes people gay. People are just gay. Things happen to people that will bring certain things out of them, but essentially, people are just naturally occurring gay, like eye color or skin tone or hair color. Some people are gay. It's okay, girl. But he said, that Obama made it because he gave gay marriage in what was it, 2012, 2013 when we got gay marriage, or was it 2015? Girl, I can't remember. Either way, we got gay marriage under Obama. And so for him, the only reason Obama was put in place is so gay marriage could happen, or for gay people to, be normalized. And I'm just like, honey, I don't know where you were, but there were a lot of gay people, and gayness was more accepted in the 90s than it seems to be now. Like, I don't know what y'all be going through, but like in the 90s, TV, film, music, it was even in the 80s. Like the 80s and the 90s was a time where I feel like, yes, people are homophobic, but y'all act like nobody was gay prior to 2000 something. And it's very, very weird. It's very, very weird. Like, I don't know how did you really think people weren't already like out? Most of the gay icons happened prior to Obama being in office. People didn't need to be like made legally to be able to get married in order for people to be living as couples together. Like, girl, black people were the only ones that was really having a hard time with the gayness. But in white people land, child, yes. We had RuPaul, child. We had the rockers of the 80s that you didn't know which way they was gonna go. We had Prince, who was androgynous. It wasn't until he, recommitted his life to the Lord that he decided to be so, homophobic. But my nigga was out here with his dick out and leopard print and a pressing curl. Like, what's happening? What's happening? Will and Grace was my shit. I love that show. But I'm just saying, like, the people have been gay here, y'all. Ellen, right. Like, Ellen had already happened by then. Like, the gay shit had already happened, y'all. And right, somebody said that Obama wasn't really for gay marriage in the first place. It was something that kind of just changed over time. And I feel like essentially, like, under the law, like, I don't know why this bothers anybody. I really don't. I think people should worry about their own relationships. I think, like, polls came later, but I just mean, like, prior to Obama, like, there was a healthy representation of gayness in our culture, period. And so the idea that Obama was put in place simply to make being gay normalized is a fucking lie, and it's stupid. But people are on there talking about, I agree with him and he's so right. And I'm gonna just let y'all be over there, because that's up to y'all if y'all want to continue to have like all of this negative emotion behind some shit that don't have nothing to do with you. And because they claim it does. But I'm like, if people being gay and our kids, bullshit. If people being gay is your problem as a straight person, then you should be okay when the Karens start acting a fool at the fucking picnic. Okay? Cut it out. Cut it out. All right. So Tyla, you guys, let's talk about Tyla. Y'all know Tyla got up there and told people she was colored and everybody lost their fucking mind. And I'm just like, if y'all would recognize historically, Black people have been being called different things in different areas for as long as white and Black has been a thing. So being offended by the shit that people called themselves is just weird to me. Like, I'm gonna just tell you. South African superstar Tyla is again addressed and identifying as a Black and colored or colored woman, highlighting that you can be both. In 2023, a resurfaced video from 2020 showed Tyla proudly identifying as a colored South African. While the term colored or colored is widely accepted in her home country, it carries a vastly different meaning in the United States with deep ties to the racist Jim Crow era. The singer was forced to defend herself after being accused of distancing herself from and denouncing her Blackness and perpetuating racial hierarchies. However, when her comments came up during a June 2024 interview with The Breakfast Club, she and her team shut down the conversation, which only exacerbated the matter. 7 months later, Tyla stands by the decision. In a new interview with British Vogue, Tyla says, "Me choosing not to say anything, I'm happy that I didn't. I didn't want to explain my culture and something that is really important to me on a platform that is just going to be purposefully misconstrued." Because a lot of y'all do that. A lot of y'all act like y'all don't understand what somebody is saying, or y'all don't understand what's going on. And really, it's just because you don't like what's being said. So you feel like if I act like I don't understand what's going on, then it means it doesn't make sense. It does make sense. Like, I see comments from y'all like that all the time. I'll say some shit and then I don't get how da 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 da. Yeah, you do. You do get it. Stop it. You're not slow. You understand. During her interview with British Vogue, Tyla also talks about the time her identity was questioned for the first time. She recalls students in school and other peers bullying her, claiming, "Your hair is so poofy. Your hair looks better straight." How many of us have heard that? "Look how much darker you are." She admits, "I went to a very white primary school. I really hated myself. And then I went to high school, which was predominantly Black and cultured. And that's where I actually grew to love myself and became very proud of who I am." Tyla says she has since made peace with the thing. She says, that even if you give the best explanation, people will still choose not to understand. But I'm at a point where I know who I am. I know I'm a Black woman, and I know I am a colored woman as well. And you can be both. And the people that care to learn, they understand now. And that's enough for me. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with her on this. It obviously has a different connotation in South Africa than it does here in America, and that is okay, you guys. She can call herself colored. She can call herself anything she would like to call herself. It really has no bearing on anything. But what I do think is that as Black people, we have watched so often other Black people get to a space of power, access, and then remove themselves from us, and it feels hurtful. It feels hurtful as a Black person when you identify with someone as being Black and they tell you that they're not Black the way you're Black, or they don't identify it, or their mind is not wrapped around their Blackness in the same way that your Blackness, feels. And I just kind of feel like y'all have got to let go of that, because essentially you are only in community with the people that you are in community with. You cannot trust everybody just because they're Black, just like you can't trust white people. You can't trust everybody. So if somebody is telling you they're colored and you view them as being Black, accept the fact that that's their life, that's their identity. They can call themselves and see themselves as they see fit. That does not change how you identify yourself. Just saying. Okay, Negro is on my birth certificate, but she young and slow. I think you were being sarcastic. I'm guessing. But I'm just saying, like, over history in America, we've been called several different things, from Negro to colored to Black to African American. We've been changing what we've been called this entire time. And it is what it is. I feel like we know who the fuck we are, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's move on. So let's stop here for a sec. Kamala signs with a talent agency. This should let y'all know that politicians are actors. This is why Ronald Reagan becomes president after being an actor. This is why Arnold Schwarzenegger becomes a governor after being an actor. This is why Donald Trump becomes a president after being a reality star. because essentially all the world is a stage. All the world is a stage. And these politicians are often performing. That's what it is. The only thing everybody should be really, really interested in is the laws being put into place, the bills that these people are backing, those types of things. Stop becoming so distracted by the person. And I think a lot of people become very distracted by the person and not the overall thing. Like, yes, Trump is y'all stupid ass president for sure. Shout out to Roxanne. But essentially, it is not just him. I don't care about him. I care about the mentality of people like him and people that support him, and how they want to hoard everything for themselves, and how they're really greedy little bitches that want to continue to take and take and take and take, and have everybody else in this tired, depressed tizzy of fighting to get to the top of a wall that's moving downward as you're climbing up it. Because that's what living here feels like. If sometimes it feels like I'm climbing a wall and the wall is moving down as I'm climbing. So even though I'm seeing other people get up there, I'm like, oh, I could get up there. So I start climbing, and then all of a sudden my fucking roll starts sliding down as I'm climbing up. That's what this feels like. So I need for y'all to focus on the shit that matter and stop getting so enamored with these politicians. Oh, I don't like Kamala because of this. Oh, I don't like Obama because of this. Pay attention to the fucking policy, because the policy is all that matters. The policy is what affects you. The policy is what makes it hard for you to eat. The policy is what makes it hard for you to work a job without working yourself into the fucking ground. The policy is what stops your insurance from being so damn high. The policy is what makes it easy for you to go to a hospital and be seen. Like, the policy is the issue, not the fucking people. So please understand what be going on, what be happening. All the world's a show. So now I don't know what's going on with everybody. Okay, and hold up, because we're going to go to Diddy after this. I don't know what's going on with everybody. But if you watch me, shout out to you, like the video. Okay, do that right quick. Like the video, 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 like the video. Yeah, okay, do that for me. So I'm going to just say this right quick. I talked about Jay-Z last Wednesday, a week ago. A week ago, I was on site, and I reported to y'all based on site's article that Tony Busby had dropped the charges against Jay-Z. And so that was going to be, that was dismissed with prejudice, meaning that it couldn't be brought back up. I talked about that. So Friday, the story comes out again, and everybody acts like that's the first time it's being talked about. And I remember sitting at the table on Valentine's Day, like just looking at my phone, like, why they acting like this story just came out just now when I talked about this shit like last week or a day. Like, I had already talked about this shit, and everybody was just sitting up there acting like it had just came out. And I'm like, we already talked about this. And I reported on, and I specifically remember saying that I'm speaking on it because we already was talking about it. So I want to make sure that I get up here and say that that case got dismissed. And that I'm glad, because I really like Jay-Z, and I don't want him to be somebody that fucked the 13-year-old. I really don't. He and Diddy are not the same to me. They are, but they aren't. As far as their music, their intellect, how they live their lives, they're not the same to me. But Jay-Z, 99 in the 2000s, was a problem. He ruined people's careers. He fucked over women that didn't want to fuck him. Hello, Maya. So I'm not going to put anything past anybody. But once the case and the information was being disseminated and it sounded like the lady was lying, I ain't got no problem with saying the fucking lady lied. Let's move on. But what I don't like that y'all do is now assume that because this case was a lie, and because Jay-Z had the time and the money to fight that shit to the death like a gladiator, y'all want to assume that means that, oh, now we need to release Diddy. No, bitch. You need to understand there's a difference here. These are all lawsuits against him from people all over the country and all over the world that are saying, they could be lying or telling the truth about Diddy harming them. The FBI has a totally different set of people that are not connected to Tony Busby. Okay? I need y'all to understand the difference. People who saw what happened and saw the original FBI case are now suing Diddy because they say he did something to them during his career, during their lifetime, whatever. The FBI collected information, raided that nigga house, talked to victims, and looked at video evidence and decided to arrest him and hold him without bond or bail. So when y'all act like this means Diddy didn't do anything, I have to ask, are you okay? These are two different things. Let's hear what Stephen A. Smith had to say about Jay-Z. It's giving dick rider. Before we even get into it, girl, it's giving you want to ride the dick. It's giving you want to ride the dick. That's what it's giving.
On Saturday, Combs' attorney said the suit dropped on Friday will be the first of many that will not hold up in a court of law, end quote. Jay-Z ain't that one. As far as I'm concerned, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He didn't sit idly by and watch his name be raked through the coals and sullied the way that he did. Most of us would have. Most of us would have let our lawyers handle it. We would have shut up. We would have kept silent. He didn't do that. And I remember I was taking a lot of heat for coming to Jay-Z's defense. My initial question is, where the hell are y'all now? And to the people
who got mad at you for coming to Jay-Z's defense? When did that happen? Because I'm gonna be real. Y'all love to act like I just always, I believe. Bitch, I told y'all, I was like, I don't want to believe this about Jay-Z. I told y'all that.
People who have smiled in Jay-Z's face, who were supposed to be his friends.
Okay, just right quick. Maya talked to Vlad at some point, but basically when the song came out with Jada kissing him, they both did verses on Best of Me. And that's when I believe all of this shit started. But she absolutely says that he tried to ruin her career because she didn't want to fuck with him. And that's when she decided to go independent. Maya talked about it on the Vlad interview. Y'all can go look for that.
Who was supposed to be supportive of his. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Let me be very, very clear. None of us were there. We don't know what happened or whatever the case may be. That's fair. And if you have a microphone and a camera in front of you, you have an obligation to say that. But in the same breath, what was I being attacked for? Ladies and gentlemen,
because you're a pick-me. Because you're a pick-me.
If you would recall, what I said was, the man that I have known and I have been friends with for 25 years, there's no way I believe he's capable of something like that.
And we're telling you that as a man, you cannot say that. You can't say that. I don't give a fuck how long you've known somebody. I don't care. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't care what you are. That's why you got your ass ate up. Because you could never know who somebody is just because you think y'all are friends. You're not with them 24/7. You ain't with them walking every day of their life in order to know every step they did made and everything they have done. I don't know why people say shit like that. Except for the fact that you want brownie points for sticking up for somebody that probably don't even give a fuck about you. But okay, Stephen A. Smith and Jay-Z are friends. That's absolutely fine. But you making this a moment to act like you care about Jay-Z more than everybody else because you're willing to say something and nobody else did. Child, people did say shit. People did say shit. But at the same time, I'm not going to forget that Jay-Z tried to act like him and Diddy didn't kick it like that. And I'm like, You maybe didn't really fuck with him like that, but you knew it was in your best interest at some point for you and him to be cool, for you and him to have somewhat of a allyship. So when Jay-Z was handling things a certain way, yeah, no, I didn't like some of the things that he said and did in the way he handled it, because it made me look at him like, why you going about it that way? Why you trying to act like that wasn't your boy? You know what I'm saying? But essentially, I didn't want to believe he did that shit either. And so when the story was starting to fall apart, I was like, oh, thank God. Girl, the way I listen to 444 every week, like the way one of my favorite rap songs ever is I Know by Jay-Z. Child, the way I know all the words to Big Pimpin'. Like, listen to me. I didn't want this nigga I didn't want him to be the one. I didn't want him to be the one. I didn't. But at the same time, just like Bill Cosby, just like R. Kelly, if enough evidence comes out to prove that you was doing some shit that would put me in harm's way, if I was in the vicinity of you, I'm not fucking with you. I don't give a fuck. I'm not fucking with you. I'ma still listen to your music, but I'm not fucking with you. No. Like at this point, I own some of the music. So it's already been bought, bitch. It's already here. Okay. Honestly, Jay-Z disowned Diddy a long time ago. But acting like y'all was never cool like that was like a, why you lying? Why you fucking lying? Why you always lying? And since we talking about Diddy.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Sometimes it's the simplest things that you do that really just make you like yourself. It's a good intro, y'all. I don't give a fuck with nobody talking about. I'm giving myself a hand. So, girl, Diddy is calling out a racist law amid his ongoing legal woes. The Bad Boy Records founder is currently in jail, awaiting trial on racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution, and sex trafficking charges. In court documents filed Tuesday, February 18th, his attorneys asked for the prostitution-related charge, aka the Mann Act, to be dismissed, claiming it was the same law that destroyed two other black men, Chuck Berry and Jack Johnson. I don't know about Jack Johnson, but I know about Chuck Berry. They hemmed him up because he liked to fuck the white girls, right? So they put him in jail for a little while. That's how Elvis Presley was able to come in and steal Chuck Berry's entire swag. Now listen. When I watch it back, I be like, this is why back in the day when people would be like, you shouldn't have been with them white girls. You should have been with some black girls. This is where that comes from. Scenarios like Chuck Berry's is where that comes from, where you obviously like to go and mess with the white girls because you feel like because you are not allowed to have the white girls, there's something to be had. So you like the white girls. And then you end up destroying yourself because white men don't like when they see you niggas with they women. You know, back then, nigga had a conch in his head. Like, come on, this is the time frame we are in. It's the 60s. Okay. So Chuck Berry lost a lot. I'm hoping he was able to get a lot on the back end because they stole a lot of his shit. So he should have been able to come back and sue you hoes. He was also good about his money and he didn't drink and he didn't do drugs, but he liked the white women. Okay. Jack too. That's the King Kong origin. Oh, he was a boxer. Okay. Jack like white women too. Okay. And you know, hey, you lose one life. That's how it goes, right? Y'all won't be out here fucking with the white women. Then, you know, y'all get hemmed up. Diddy, can you tell me what white girl? What white girl, Diddy? Because as far as we've seen, the only people that are part of the FBI case, Cassie, Dawn, Rodney. Those are all people of color. That's not a white girl in there. So I'm trying to understand how that will work here. No other person, and certainly no white person, has ever been prosecuted under the White Slave Traffic Act for hiring male escorts from another state, Diddy alleged, according to TMZ. Oh, wow. Not under the White Slave Traffic Act. Where did that come? Let me look that up. Why? Hold up, y'all. White Slave Traffic Act of 1910. Girl, where did that come from? Let's read. The Man Act is a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of prostitution or debauchery or for any other immoral purpose. Okay, hold up. The Mann Act, passed in 1910, named after Illinois Congressman James R. Mann, invoked the Commerce Clause to felonize the use of interstate or foreign commerce to transport women for immoral purposes. The act was aimed at prostitution, immorality, and human trafficking. Congress appointed an commission in 1907 to investigate into the problem of immigrant prostitutes. It was alleged that immigrant women were brought to America for sexual slavery, and immigrant men lured American girls into prostitution or white slavery. The committees believed that no girl would enter prostitution unless drugged or held captive. This led to public outrage, which eventually resulted in the enactment of the Mann Act. However, many critics note that the act ended up criminalizing many kinds of consensual sexual activity and had racist undertones. The phrase immoral purpose was broadly used to prosecute unlawful premarital, extramarital, and interracial relationships following Clementi versus United States of 1917, where the United States Supreme Court held the illicit fornication, even when consensual, constituted an immoral purpose. It didn't matter if the woman consented. The man would be liable irrespectively. Furthermore, if the woman consented, she could be held as an accessory to the crime. While the act was never repealed, it was amended a few times, the most notable of which were in 1978 to address issues of child pornography, and in 1986 to address the act's misuse against consensual sex by replacing the phrase any other immoral purpose with any sexual activity for which any person can be charged with a criminal offense. So I see what his lawyer tried to do there, and I think that's what a smart lawyer would do. A smart lawyer would find a way to find the chink in the armor, if you will, the nick in the armor. Like, and basically, this law is really talking about forcing all women, but because of the way it was originally written, we're now gonna act like it's being like promoted from a racist standpoint. But yes, it's a loophole. It's a loophole. To me, I feel like, but if we're basing it on the fact that you were transporting women for prostitution or sexual acts, you still guilty of that shit. But it seems like his lawyers have found a loophole, and it's a loophole that will scream to all of the black people, hey, they're doing something wrong here to this black man. It's a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle for all of the pro-black people to pull their capes up, dust them all from the last time they was windmilling from somebody black, throw it on and get out there and make it seem as if, this is some racist shit. Like, okay, sure. Hold up. He also claimed that hiring escorts is common and indeed widely accepted in American culture today. It's still not legal money. He says the escort service is a legitimate business that he's been running out in the open. So now this is saying Diddy is admitting to running a escort service. He also claimed that per TMZ, he's admitting to the act, but says that he was charged simply because he's black and denies that it's illegal. It's illegal because prostitution is illegal. It doesn't matter, you know, the culture, it's still illegal. Just like everybody thought it was okay that Luigi shot old boy from United Healthcare. Like everybody thought, no, for the most part, I bet you if you would have polled, most people would have been fine with that. That's still illegal. His ass still has to go to jail. He is literally trying to dog whistle to all of the people that believe that Diddy is being prosecuted simply for being black and not being prosecuted because he did something wrong. He points to former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer, who resigned in 2008 after his escort scandal was revealed. In that case, the escort service was charged, but not Spitzer. Do you think Diddy has a point? No, I don't. I don't think that Diddy has a point because I feel like Diddy absolutely was beating and abusing Cassie in order to stay in this relationship with him where he would pimp her out for his own enjoyment. So if we're basing his Mann Act charge off of that, no, not at all. Not at all. You out here drugging baby oil so that people will do what you want them to do. That's just how much he is taking the act of consent away from these so-called escorts. Because I do believe he hires escorts to do the things and all of that. But now he's saying he has an escort business. I feel like we need to listen to what Diddy is saying here. He's trying to defend himself, but in defending himself, he's literally admitting to doing more than a lot of y'all want to admit. Because if he had a escort service, listen, where is it at? Hold up. Where does it say it? He also claimed that hiring escorts is common and indeed widely accepted. He says the escort service is a legitimate business that he's been running out in the open. So that means he's been selling women out in the open for a while. So when everybody act like they don't know what the fuck going on, come on now. Yeah, man, like hang it up, flat screen. And yeah, we'd be having a different conversation if he was in Nevada with, you know, and had an actual brothel or something like that in a place where it's legal, where it's actually, and here's the reason why I have an issue with him doing it. And I don't have an issue with it happening in Nevada, because I feel like it is way more policed. I believe those women have to, like, you know, I don't know if it's always implemented, but I know like there are laws and licenses and testing that has to happen in order for somebody to have a brothel in Las Vegas, in Nevada. And I feel like if you're going to do it, that's the best way to do it, because it is being surveyed and watched. Like a lot of things, like for instance, when Lamar Odom had his situation happen and he was at that brothel, they were recording what was going on in the room, because they know you have to be able to prove that nobody, you know, that nothing illegal happened here, that everybody was here of their own free will, that whatever happened here, everybody wanted it to happen. And so I believe on some level, Diddy thought he was doing the same thing by recording when he was having sex with these people. Problem: sometimes they don't know they're being recorded. Also, they're being drugged without their consent. So yeah, you know, I feel like there is a legal way in order for prostitution to happen. And I really feel like it should be legal, because you can't really control somebody like selling a coochie. Like you really can't. Yeah, you can't. I don't really care about your morals, because most of the people that talk that shit are full of shit. When it all boils down to it, you will exchange sex for whatever you need if you absolutely have to, which is why the people that sell coochie are the ones that can barely afford shit for the most part. And And I'm talking about in real life, not on Instagram, y'all. Not the shit that y'all see on Instagram. If y'all was being for real with y'all self, go down to TikTok. All them girls that be talking about, oh, I sell coochie. Most of them are not in the high tax bracket selling coochie. They're not. There are girls that know how to swing that thing in a way that makes them thousands of dollars. Great for them. Be safe. But for the most part, it is something that's done when people are in dire straits. But I feel like it should be legally. I think, yeah, they should have brothels. The girls should have to be tested. They should have prostitution licenses. You know what I'm saying? Things should be recorded to protect everybody. Paper should have to be signed in order to say, like, yes, I am consenting to this, and this. Absolutely. I think it should be just like any other business arrangement. I do. Because it's been going on as long as we can remember. Since the times of fucking Jesus, people have been selling coochie. Why are we still arguing about inevitability? I don't understand. Right. The red state of Nevada. The shit, you can't make it up. They was like, yeah, we just need one place where us Republicans can go and do all of the shit we want everybody else not to be able to do everywhere else. Are you serious? Oh, y'all, I need y'all to do me a favor. Support the channel. Add to my massage fund. Thank you.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
All right. I hope you support it. I hope you like the video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you come back. Okay. So Tamara Maury's husband, Adam Housley, former, is he still a reporter? I don't, I just know when I used to work at the news station, we used to get a lot of packages from Adam Housley. Adam Housley, Fox News. Okay. So yeah, let's read. Adam tweeted this. And he tweeted it because some unusual whales posted breaking. Trump administration may ban the use of food stamps for purchasing junk food. Which I feel like is you policing the poor in a way that you don't police people who aren't poor. And I don't really like that. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. People should be able to buy chips if they want to buy chips. People should be able to buy a soda or cookies if they want to buy a soda and some cookies. Maybe y'all should, I don't know, focus on making the junk food healthier. I don't know, do something else with your fucking time. But trying to dictate what food people eat to this extent is annoying to me. It's annoying to me. Let people make decisions for their damn self. The fuck? So he said, as a kid who grew up in neighborhood grocery stores since I was 5, I can't tell you how many times I saw people come in and buy crap food for their kids with food stamps, then open the wallet and use cash for liquor, beer, wine, and cigarettes. What's your point? What's your point? Oh, let me guess. Your point is that they're poor and they have food stamps, so they should not be purchasing anything else, because if they have the money for the cigarettes and the wine and the beer, if they have the money for that, then that money should be used for the kids to have food. I think that's what you're trying to say. I feel like you are being very judgy, because in real life, being poor is hard. And I'm not saying vices make anything better, but I also feel like in real life, people should be able to use food stamps to buy food. And then if they want a couple of beers or a box of fucking wine, I feel like they should be able to do that. They're still poor, sweetie. Like, what is happening? What is happening? I'm just taking it. I'm just taking it. If it is true, I still feel like, who the fuck are you to tell people how to use their money? At the end of the day, they get the food stamps because they're not making enough money anyway. They're not making enough money anyway. So the little money that they do have, and how do you know where they got that money? Maybe somebody gave them the money and they like, oh, let me go get me a bill. I'm sure you like to drink. I'm sure you have. What do you think? Like, only rich and middle class people can drink beer, wine, and smoke cigarettes? Because usually people go to these things because they live in poverty and are stressed the fuck out and work a lot. And so when it's time to come home, it's hard to decompress because you have to worry about the fact that you're on fucking food stamps. Like, and I'm not saying that it's everybody on food stamps, just to be clear. I'm just saying, even if it is, so what? So what? Poor people are entitled to wine, cigarettes, and beer, bitch, if that's what they want. Then there were those who would repeatedly buy a lemon or lime, get the change, walk out the door, throw them away, and do it again until they had enough change to buy cigarettes or alcohol. So this sounds like you saw people who had addiction problems gaming a system so that they can get money to feed their addiction. I don't believe that happened as often as you're saying it happened, but let's just say that it did happen. So then let's deal with the fact that, okay, so this is a signifier that somebody has an addiction problem. Does this mean we don't give them food stamps for food because they have an addiction problem? Or does this mean we need to get to the root of the addiction and they need help? Is that what it means? Because if it was a white person and they were addicted to opioids, you would want to get some type of government funding to create some space for Becky Sue and, the rest of the white girls to go to get help because they fall victim to the opioid epidemic, as y'all called it. I'm just saying. Like, you still wouldn't want to deal with the problem. And the problem is not somebody spending a couple of cents on a lime or a lemon and then returning it for cash. I don't even think that's how that works. I don't even think people really are allowed to do that. As a kid, it pissed me off because there are some people who could really use the help. And then there are these others working the system. I think that if you would actually look at how poor people are in this country, you would not view this very small thing as a game on the system. Because then I would have to ask you, okay, so how are they benefiting off gaming this system? Are they now pocketing a whole bunch of money? That means that they really should be in a different tax bracket. Does it mean they're still it doesn't mean that they're getting paid anymore. They're still getting paid the amount of money that requires aid and welfare. Also, these people are mostly white because most of the people on welfare are white. So I don't even know if he means this as a racial thing, but either way, I feel like this is a very elitist, ignorant thing to say, and it has absolutely no nuance, compassion, thoughtfulness, or historical context to it, because essentially white people at large didn't see a problem with welfare before Black people started to get it. And then when Black people started to get welfare, all of a sudden it became, all of a sudden it became, we need to fight against these really civil services. Like, these are services that are being provided to the constituents of an area because the constituents pay fucking taxes. That tax money is being used to help everybody. And there are disparages. There are financial disparages in this system. And initially, white people understood that because all of them were getting the aid when they needed it. And then when we decided that black people were going to be able to get integrated into this system and they would then be able to get these same welfares, then all of a sudden it became a bad thing. And now everybody's gaming the system. When at the end of the day, when you actually look at a person, nobody is gaming shit. They're still not winning. It's still trying to keep head above water. This is such an ignorant fucking thing to say. This is such a stupid fucking thing to say. And you know it comes from a place of your elitism and you feeling like you're better than somebody and not being able to put yourself in other people's shoes, even as being a news correspondent and seeing what goes on in the world. You feel like you are sitting from a precipice where you can judge other people for however they tend to cope in this fucked up ass system that they will fail in anyway. Have you done your research, Adam Housley, on how people usually do not rise above and pull up their bootstraps and make it to a higher tax bracket in their lifetime? Most people are literally in the same tax bracket they were born in. They might get one tax bracket above what they were born into, but on average, most Americans are going to be in the exact same tax bracket as their family, no matter how much they work. So it's really fucking weird when we look at the culmination of a country where most people are making less than what's the national average for most people? Less than $50,000 a year. Most people in this country are scratching and surviving good times no matter what it looks like. But I think it's really, really fucking weird the way those of you who have been blessed to not have to worry about certain things feel like you can form such strong moral opinions on poor people when you yourself have never had to really deal with what it's like to be poor, to not have, to be hungry, to be depressed, to have to work a job that you fucking hate. Because I think you liked working at the news station, so miss me. Child. Adam, shut the fuck up. You're from Napa. That at all points in history has a primarily white population, which tracks because 70% of SNAP recipients are whites in this country. You over there being nosy about food and indulgences like your family don't own wineries and need cash alcohol buyers. Wow. Somebody said the system changed. You no longer get money back and they pay cash for those items because they aren't covered under benefits. But I guess poor people should never have anything enjoyable. And you grew up wealthy. You have no idea what it's like to be on assistance. You are a goddamn lie. This never happened. And the fact that you fixed your fingers to type this bullshit is crazy. Tamara Mori, and you expect me to think y'all aren't horrible people? Okay. White people lies are so ridiculous, laughing my ass off, not even partially believable. So yeah. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is the people that are surviving off of junk food usually live in food deserts. That's another thing. That's not even their fault. That's not even their fault. The people that eat junk food like that usually live places where it is not easily accessible to get fresh fruits and vegetables in order to feed to their family. And let's not even talk about how expensive fruits and vegetables are. Bitch, when I tell you I ain't never looked at the price of eggs before, I have never looked at the price of eggs before, y'all. I'm a person that just feel like there's a certain amount of money that I have when I go into the store. That's how much I know I need at least this amount of money when I go in this store. And if I don't have that amount of money, I'm going to keep it to a small list of things. But I don't really look at the price because at the end of the day, if I need it, it don't matter. At the grocery store, to be clear. At the grocery store. It's the only place I don't really be looking at no goddamn prices. If I need the damn eggs, I need the eggs. Girl, a 18 pack, and I listen, I normally get a pink pack, 18 count extra large eggs. We like eggs up in here. Okay, it's a good protein. You eat it, and then you can go on about the rest of your day. Okay, bitch. Eggs was $13.91. I said, these hoes is crazy. I don't know how much I was paying for it before, but I know when I order it on Instacart, it ain't never said that. I ain't never seen that many numbers under the goddamn eggs. $13.41 for a pack of extra large 18 eggs. I said no. I said we gonna eat all of the rest of the eggs I got in here before I buy some more. No, it is cheaper to get bacon. I don't know how that happened, but I feel like there's a bird flu. So that's another reason why the eggs have. So you add the bird flu situation on top of the fact that y'all have now started to deport people. I told y'all this shit wasn't gonna get better. I told y'all that shit. I mean, at least not yet. Maybe it'll get better eventually, child. I can't speak for the foreseeable future. But I remember it was a lot of y'all, it don't matter who we vote for. It don't matter who we vote for. I bet you any money that Kamala would not have deported everybody that was working on the farms. I bet you Kamala would not have deported all of these people. I bet you she wouldn't have put all these tariffs on everybody. But y'all sitting up there arguing under stupid ass Umar's conversation about her in procedures to get rid of children. I need y'all to get over that. She was way too obsessed with, was she? Or do we just want women to have control over their own bodies? You dickhead. You're a bum. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just remember having these conversations and people just swore up and down that, America was going to be great again. Thank you, DeQuasia, for the super sticker, my love. Jay Jersey, thank you for the super chat. But when you making the money, they want your money. Crystal Brewer, thank you for the super chat. Y'all need to like this video. We see you haven't, because they be hating on me. They be hating on me. They be watching me, but they don't say nothing and they don't like shit. Hating. That's okay. Watching, hey, bitch, it's good. I love it. I love it. What? Diamond Monroe, thank you for being a member. Hey, Bondi. Oh, I read that one. Thank you, love. I appreciate y'all for supporting. And if you send something to the Cash App or whatever, I appreciate you for that. So, can't you cook with wine and beer? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, especially wine. What about foods that have to be cooked that aren't snacks? Pasta, rice, beans, frozen veggies. I don't know. I feel like there's a happy medium for buying on stamps. I feel like this shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. If people are not making enough money in order to really live, give them the allotted amount of money and let them buy whatever the fuck they want to buy. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't know why it's even a conversation about picking apart what people buy. Stop it. Fucking stop it. Give them the money and let them figure it out for themselves. If you want to do something, make the food healthier, because there's a whole bunch of unhealthy food that ain't got nothing to do with a snack. The nigga that talk like this, RFK Jr., the nigga that talk like this, he said he gonna fix it for y'all. So we gonna wait and see. Like, let's focus on that. Right. Let's focus on the companies that manufacture the shit and what they put in it that makes it so unhealthy. How about y'all focus on that instead of trying to dictate how much money people with food stamps get, when you know that it does not matter, because when you are getting food stamps, it is based off of how much money you make in a system that is hell bent on keeping most people broke and poor. Like, why do you think the price of shit keep going up, but y'all don't want to raise minimum wage and y'all don't put a cap on how much can be charged for a house or rent or land? Y'all don't put a cap on none of that shit. Y'all just let people charge whatever exorbitant amount of money they want to charge people. And then turn around and want nickel and dime about some motherfucking M&Ms. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Shout out to Tiffany. God damn it. Somebody said another plane fell out the sky. Really? Because the last time I checked, one landed and then flipped the fuck over. But y'all got time to be talking to us about junk food. Figure out why the planes is doing what they doing. I'm scared to go anywhere. I'm scared to go anywhere. Okay? Hold up, y'all, before we go. Okay. Kevin Hart is dropping his defamation lawsuit against his former assistant, Misha Shakes, and blogger Tasha K after reaching a settlement with the woman. Court documents revealed that Hart reached an unconditional deal on February 14th, and the case is expected to close once the settlement is finalized. Hart filed a lawsuit against Shakes, claimed in December 2023 interview with Tasha K that he was facing charges related to a 2017 sex tape. Hart denied the claims, calling them probably false and probably, I don't know what that means, and damaging his reputation. The lawsuit also included breach of contract claims, but he was. Remember, he blamed his homeboy for the tape, and his homeboy wasn't the one that put the tape out. So it wasn't a lie. The lawsuit also included breach of contract claims over an NDA Shake signed and civil extortion, alleging that an associate of Tasha K offered not to release the interview for $250. However, the extortion claim was eventually dismissed, which I told y'all that's not how that works, right? I told y'all if somebody has already spent the money to fly out and record an interview and you tell them you don't want the interview to go up, then you need to pay me what I would have made if I decide not to put this video up, because otherwise it's going up. Because that's a loss of money if I don't. I told y'all that back then and everybody was acting like I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Whatever. Okay? Now, y'all know Tasha always fighting somebody, legally. So y'all not really going to be seeing my content like that on TashaK.live, TashaKLive.com anymore. But she did tell me, we talked last week, and she told me, she said, you're still the only one that I want sitting in my chair to replace me. And I said, oh, yeah, you ain't going to replace me with somebody cheaper? So we should still be working together regardless of all of these legalities that are going on. Okay. And that, great. We'll see. Okay. But yeah, I told y'all he was just trying to make a scene. Kevin is always just trying to make a scene because he doesn't want to be looked at it in a certain capacity. But it's just like, nigga, nobody cares. Kevin, get over it. We know you're a whore. You'll be okay. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But either way, I love you guys so much. I hope y'all enjoyed my show. I hope y'all are enjoying my show. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a member, make sure that you come back tonight for the MFN advice at 6. And also there's a Ooh Ladies First panel tomorrow, I believe. I can't tell you whose channel it's on. I'll repost it on my community page. Either way, I love y'all, rock with y'all, appreciate y'all, and see y'all in the next one. Peace out.